right?
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing I didn't want you to do, the only thing that irritated me about you when you started.
Here we go.
Yeah, I just didn't like that you relied on hair for laughs. That always got under my skin. And you know, I told you that many, many times. When he first started, it was real super high, and he'd go, he'd go like that. And I would go, oh, Bobby, you know, you're good enough without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't do that anymore.
That's how Ned got me off of it.
It's so funny. That's the same advice that he gives all the younger comics. It's like you cannot rely on anything about your physical appearance. And
that's what I used to do. Because everything I say,
what happens
everything I say is from my own experience. You know, that's all.
You know what else? I'm so glad I've always been a slow starter. You know that.
Me too,
I always start off. What?
Slow too. I'm a slow starter.
No,
I'm a slow starter.
Opposite of that.
Why?
You come right out of the chute. No, you grab the mic and no, fuck you.
I struggled.
And then everybody just goes crazy. No. But anyway, I've always been a little bit slower, and then I get my wheels going and whatever. But you know what I always wanted? I used to envy the comics who did have something that they'd go on stage and they would, not so much like looks or stuff, but you know those comics who have that one line, they'll walk up and they open with a line, dude, and it just crushes the room, and then everybody loves them. But I'm so glad I didn't, because some of those comics are still opening with that line 20 fucking years later.
Yeah.
So it becomes this crutch, you know what I mean? Sort of like, that's why you tell young guys, don't get too much into the physical.
Like, I know an Asian guy, right? And I'm going to say his name, but he relies so heavily on the Asian accent that he can't not do a set without it. And then even when he auditions for things, and it's not even in the description of the character, he'll just make a choice and do an Asian accent because he knows that that's his strength. Right? But it's a crutch. Yeah. Now, you're right. I did the hair thing. I used to wear cowboy hats and like overalls and like ear clothes.
I just saw that. I was packing
I never
old
saw
pictures.
that.
Yeah. I should bring that up right now.
What is it?
It's your headshot with a cowboy hat.
You wore a cowboy.
Bobby, I never saw that. Those I never saw.
Yeah, I used to wear a cowboy hat, and I used to go hee-haw and the whole thing. I don't know why.
This was in San Diego?
Yeah.
Commercials?
Yeah. No, I would just do it.
Can I go grab it?
No, don't grab it because I believe you. I know. I remember what photo it is. Yeah,
but we want to see it.
I'll go get it then, Dave.
Now, remember us dressing up in cowboy clothing on the Rice and Beans tour. Remember that?
Oh, right.
And that was you were the funniest. That was the funniest look I think I've ever seen anybody in my entire life. It was you dressed as full-on cowboy.
If you don't know what Rice and Beans is, when Johnny got on the Mad TV, I pitched a thing where Johnny and I go across the country.
The Midwest and the
Midwest
South.
And trying to find America and stuff. I think still that it would be a great show.
Let me tell you, dude, it was good. But here was the problem for me.
What?
And everybody will notice this. I hadn't even done an episode of Mad yet. Okay? We shot this the summer before I started shooting the sketches.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. This guy is 7 seasons in at this point, 8 seasons.
What Johnny's saying is if you watch them now, because you can see him on YouTube, right? He had just gotten the show, so, he was in his head. He was so green and like editing everything in his head, like what to do and what not to do.
Totally.
Right, so here we go.
What?
Whoa.
That doesn't even look like you.
You look really handsome.
You look really different.
Dude,
Yeah, it was cute. That's a good look.
You look like Montgomery Clift there.
Who's that?
He's an actor from he was in I think The Magnificent Seven or Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah. Look at this thing, man.
Dude, let me see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wasn't. You know what I was expecting to see? Him with a hat barely sitting on his head because his hair is so big, and he's making that.
Yeah.
This is actually.
But I used to walk into lumber yards because that's the look I would have.
Did you see
when I used to work for a construction company, and my job was to go and pick up materials, but I would dress like that. That's how I used to dress. So I used to walk into lumber yards and have everyone, as soon as they see me, they just burst into laughter.
Oh, so see, it started early.
It started early. This is before stand-up.
That's before stand-up.
Right. So I used to come in with a cowboy hat, but real. I put a little toothpick in my mouth, right?
A little what?
Toothpick.
Toothpick.
Yeah, toothpick in my mouth.